I'm ballin', I'm ballin'. I'm ballin', I'm ballin'. I'm ballin'. I'ma go hard. I'ma go. Hey, back again talking about what are we talking about this time?
Conferences.
Yeah, the ELF just released their conferences, so we just want to talk about it because I know everybody been wanting to hear about or at least see since the new additions of the team is how they're going to do the conferences. All right, so yeah, man, that's what we about to talk about today. I'm kind of excited, man. Well, not really about this. I'm just excited in general, but oh, that's the weakest crowd ever. All right, so look, hey, let me go pull up that list right quick.
So we got 3 conferences to start it off. We got
how many we had last year?
2 conferences last year, right? Yes.
Was it 2?
Yeah, it was 2 last year.
Just North and South?
Just North and South. Now you got a Northern, Central, and a Southern.
All with 4 teams, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let's look at this. All right, the conferences. First of all, all right, let's take a look at the Central Conference. And I know this. We probably gonna fly through this, but I want to talk about the Central Conference last. All right, let's talk about the Northern Conference first. All right. All right, looking at these teams right here. Berlin Thunder, and not even talking about last year because we've been a part of this, and the Northern Conference looking pretty tough, man. Look, that's what I think. You have the top, you have number 3 and 2 teams, or you have 3 of the 4 teams that was up in the semifinals.
Right, exactly.
All right, so they're all in that league, right? And then Berlin Thunder went on pushover. Plus, they just signed Kyle Kitchens. I know they got another guy over there. They got their same running back. All right, and I think they're making moves on different quarterbacks as well. So they making moves, and I think the Northern Conference is a pretty tough conference, and they're gonna be pushed over. Of course, Leipzig King still got.
Hold on, but they signed They signed the running back, right?
Who? Berlin. Yeah, I think they signed him.
Okay, I didn't know that they actually signed him back.
I think he was the first one that they signed
Okay.
like right after this season.
So I'm wondering, like, are they gonna get a quarterback, or are they gonna stick with the receiver? Like, remember last year they had a running back, receiver. This year,
Tomas Santavius.
Yeah, Santavius.
I mean, Santavius might get scooped up by somebody else, man.
Hey. I'm not gonna say anything, but if he had somebody throwing him the ball, he balled either way. But
that boy tall, man. He long too.
Right.
All right, so I think the Berlin's not gonna be any pushover. They just got a new president. They did some things, made some coaches changes. Leipzig is they still got Birdsong. They still got all those guys over there. Maybe they're making some changes, and of course Hamburg is. They've been quiet during the off season too. Wrocław, you can see their signings, and I know they made some coaches changes too as well. So.
Yeah, but overall, from top to bottom, that conference that's a solid conference.
All right, so let's go back to the Central Conference then.
Central Conference.
All right, Central Conference, we got Frankfurt Galaxy.
It's the toughest conference. Let's just put it that way. In my opinion. Let's start with that.
They got Swerko.
Right, you got Swerko.
You got Stuttgart, and you got Vienna Vikings.
Yeah, I feel bad for Stuttgart. Let's just put it that way. Unless some changes are made, some major changes are made in Stuttgart. Let's just hope it's different. Let's just hope we don't know what the schedules are gonna look like. That's the thing that's gonna determine things. But if you play everybody in your conference twice, I feel bad for Stuttgart. If I feel bad for anybody in Stuttgart.
I'm interested in that as well. How are they going to do it? Is it going to be a round robin type of thing? Because only reason why I asked this is because last year it didn't matter what conference you were in. It didn't matter. It just went by a total.
This is the thing. You have these conferences.
So this could mean nothing.
This actually could, it actually could mean nothing at all. Last year, it didn't mean anything. If you was number 4 in your conference, but your record was better than number 3 in the other conference or number 2 in the other conference, you still went in. So you don't have to win your conference. That last year they gave you no advantage. So
Right.
it'll be interesting to see like.
So that's what I'm saying. Like how, like, because if I'm, let's say, somebody from any other conferences, I'm like, well, I'm glad I don't have to play Sparkle or Frankfurt or even Vienna multiple times.
Right.
But hey, depending on how they schedule it, like.
And the thing is,
It could just be cross all non-conference games. It could be like we don't know how they're gonna do it.
It's gonna be interesting because you're not gonna play everybody twice. I already know that for sure. I mean, not everybody twice. My bad. You're not even gonna play everybody once. You're not playing everybody. Some inside information, like I know a certain team will not play. So. It makes it interesting. I mean, even like last year, I don't know who else didn't go, but for example, Wrocław and Barcelona never played. So it's going to be interesting to see what these.
But
what
these
that schedules.
I mean, that's like some. I know some teams need a little bit more help, but I think as far as like with funds and stuff like that. In some areas it's just a little bit tough. Now I know in Spain, like they've been hit with a recession for over like around a decade. It's been a long time. But looking at the Central Conference, Frankfurt Galaxy, Swarco Raiders, the Surge, and the Vikings, Vienna Vikings. To the outside looking in, you like, man, hey, let's get my popcorn ready. Let's go ahead and get ready to watch these games. But in all reality, like they may not even play twice, play each other twice.
Yeah, that's what.
So it could be an advantage to them as it is to any other.
I'm wondering how many. It all depends on how many. The way I see it should go. Obviously, they have them in these conferences because they're close to each other.
Right.
So that's easy travel. So I'm assuming you should play everybody in your conference twice. That will give you 6 games, and then let's just say you have a 10-game season, then you play 2 from the other 2 conferences.
You know what would be interesting though, because Swarco, they beat Vienna this year, right? They beat Vienna with following the rules of the Austrian Football League. Now things is a little bit different. So all those key players that they had before, or any additional players that Swarco wanted to get,
living there.
Yeah, things may be a little bit different because now in this same league, some of those same rules don't apply. All right, but that also means that some of the key positions or players that the Vienna Vikings lost to other teams in the Austrian Football League or out in other teams in Europe, now they get to come back and get some dogs because back in the day, Vienna was that team.
Right. No, I remember.
It was Vienna. They used to have, man. They was that team. So it's interesting to see how Vienna bounced back because I know everybody looking at it like, oh, Sparkle got that.
I mean, if I'm either one of these teams, I know it's close for logistics is good, but I'm still mad. Like, man,
yeah.
I'm in a different league and I'm still playing the same team
right.
Again. You know what I'm saying? No. Playing in Europe, I'm pretty sure, especially this league, you look forward to these games where you get to travel, go to a different country, and now it's like, oh, okay, I'm going to the same, team twice that I've been going to, for the past however many years.
But that's why I'm thinking that they're gonna throw a wrinkle in the scheduling a little bit. But you know what? That's the whole beautiful thing about the ELF is that it's non-traditional for European football. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so anything can
figuring
go.
It out,
yeah, you figuring it out as you go. Like maybe, because like me looking at this, that's still, I feel bad for some of those teams in that conference.
Yeah.
All right, so let's look at the last conference.
Got the Southern Conference.
Southern Conference. All right, we got Barcelona Dragons. We got the Rhine Fire or Rain Fire. If I'm saying it wrong, please correct me. All right, the Istanbul Rams, and we have the Cologne Centurions.
I mean, I think that's if I had to, which I'm going to, because if I had to rank these conferences, I would want to, not saying I want less competition, but if I'm thinking which one I would win the most games in, I'm gonna pick this conference. Barcelona, I think it's the weakest conference. That's what I was trying to avoid saying. I think it's the weakest conference, but nothing against any team. It's just when
I mean, but look though, Cologne got the league's MVP, Madre London.
Yeah, you was about to call him Madre Jordan. You was calling him that all year.
Oh yeah, I was, man. Because he was out there like MJ.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like, no disrespect, Madre. You already know it's all love, man. But he was out there like MJ. Alright, but still.
I mean, yeah, alright, so we got Barcelona. Their record wasn't that good last year. We got Dusseldorf. The Fire, we have no idea what to expect. They're going to be a completely new team. So, again, we got Istanbul, which is formerly Coach Rams.
But we do know some of the guys that the Ryan have. They have our old lineman, Sven, who played with Crocodiles last year.
Exactly.
Who was balling, getting them pancakes. Shout out to Sven.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, they can be putting something together there, but, from what I know right now, it's a new team. Right. So I'm gonna look at it. It's an
they ain't pay their dues yet to get that respect, right?
Right. And with the Rams, in the past, I've had an opportunity to play against them a couple, at least twice, and the games wasn't close at all. So I do see what Coach Gunn is doing out there. He's bringing they're making signings left and right. He got a lot of coaches. He's putting together a good staff out there. Shout out to all those guys out there. Had a chance to work with a few of those guys. So I mean,
a few guys are stepping up too. With PJ out there, right. Stepped up. He was coaching with Barcelona. Now moved up. Now he got DC over there. So that's good to see. And that's one thing as an OG. That's why I love to see, because when you out here and you pay your dues, you have a guy who's really passionate, or guys who's passionate about the game. They were great or decent, or even average football players in the States, but they came out here and made a difference, helped the team grow, and did the education and to become coaches. So I love to see those guys who took a non-traditional route to become into this coaching world and actually get a real chance, a real opportunity. So I applaud Val for bringing those guys in, bringing some young guys in and keeping them around,
Right.
Because this is a young man's game. No matter how you look at it, the game changes every year, and it's gonna continue to change. All right. So, but with that being said, with Coach Rams, I'm not so much familiar with him. I always wanted to go to Istanbul, man. I always wanted to check it out. But with the Rams, what I've heard is in Istanbul, the guys are kind of undersized a little bit. But what I want to say about the Southern Conference too, the more south you go, right? Mm-hmm. The more south you go, football isn't as serious.
Because you got the warm weather.
You got the warm weather.
You got the beaches. You got the women. It's
hey, the triple W is the warm weather and women. Right. And you can throw wet in there too if you want, because of the water.
Because of the beach.
So that's
there we go.
5 of them, all right?
Warm weather, women, and wet water.
All right. So look. All right. So that and if you look at any other league too, and any other league, the further north you go up, the better the teams become. Even if you want to go outside the country or outside the main European mainland, and you go a little bit up north to Denmark and to Scandinavia, I still feel like football is pretty solid up there. Maybe not the greatest, but they're solid.
All right. So back to this. My question: if you got to rank these, I'm pretty sure we're gonna be the same. But if you got to rank these conferences, 1, 2, and 3, what's your weakest conference? What's your middle, and what's your strongest? All
right, so the weakest conference, I'm gonna go with the Southern Conference. Okay. All right, I think who's gonna come out of top in that conference is just because they had some experience. It's probably either gonna be Cologne or Barcelona, depending on these off-season moves that they make. All right, Istanbul is gonna be a surprise, and I just have no idea what's up with Rain. I don't know anything about them.
Yeah, I ranked that conference number 3 as well, and I'm going Cologne also to win that conference. What's your number 2?
Number 2 conference?
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna have to go with my number 2 conference.
Yeah, your number 2.
All right, number 2 conference is gonna be the Northern Conference, just because there's no championship. No one in this conference won the championship last year. I think out of all the teams that was in this conference, they were more than capable of making it to the championship and even obsessing or obtaining that gold.
Right.
But just didn't get there. So I believe winning a championship it's an attitude that you may have, and at some point you always got to stay focused on that. And I believe that if anybody watched the league this year and followed Frankfurt, I believe all those guys truly, to their heart, believe that they were the number one team from the beginning of the season all the way to the end.
That's true.
All right, I
you
felt
can
that.
Just see it in the way they
you
play.
felt it, right? So,
right.
I believe I'm not going to take that away from them. So, Northern Conference, the second conference. Who's going to come out off top? Of course, I kind of don't want to speak on this because I am representing one of the teams. So if you're going to ask me, I'm going to say the Panthers. All right. So, we're just going to go with it.
I mean, you got 3 playoff teams in that conference, or 3 playoff teams from last year. And I think, it's going to be a toss-up, like who comes out of that conference as number one. I think it all depends on, who they bring in and, how this offseason goes with recruiting. We haven't seen many signings from Leipzig. We do know they lost their defensive player of the year, so that that hurts. Saw a few signings from Panthers. They're making moves. Hamburg's been kind of quiet, so that's going to be a toss-up. When it comes to that Central Conference, I guess we got to agree that that's going to be the number one. Yeah. And when you say that, I mean, but you got 2 championship teams in there.
Yeah, 2 championship teams.
2 championship teams in there.
Yeah.
And 3 teams that were in the 3 teams that were in the championship. So
right, and despite of what you heard about Frankfurt this year and all these different things, the fact still remains that these guys still, they still did it. They still did it.
Right.
And I don't believe, I know Frankfurt. Well, let's put it like this: if we look at Frankfurt from the past, when they were going through all these different things, splitting into another team so they can actually participate in this. But they were always, they used to be Samsung Galaxy or Samsung Universe. Mm-hmm. And they always had a solid team. There was always a playoff, semifinal type of team. Who knows? We may be seeing some collabs this year, what they call that? 2 teams come together?
Good question.
I forgot what you call that.
Yeah. 2 teams coming together.
A merger.
Yeah, a merger.
Right, so we may see a merger on that because I know the Galaxy ain't trying to have Swarko or these Austrian teams come in and wreck shop. All right, but you guys see us. You heard our thoughts. What do you think? Who you think is the best team or going to be the best conference? All right, is it the Central Conference, the Northern, or the Southern? All right, I love South. I love warm weather. All right, but I don't mean that the football is going to be good that year or not. So we'll see. All right. Got anything else, Eddie?
Yeah, let's go. I say again, Central Conference 1, Northern Conference 2,
and
Southern Conference 3.
Don't sleep on Stuttgart either, man, because a beast is brewing right there. All 3 of them teams right there, and they got to play them all the time. I'm telling you, the coaching going to get better, the players going to get better, or it ain't going to be no Stuttgart surge in 2023.
I'm just saying.
If they're going to be around, they're going to get better.
Their top linebacker from last year now plays for the Rams. That don't help.
Hey, they can get guys, look.
Shout out to Zach, though, by the way.
Hey, they can, Stuttgart, we don't know what Stuttgart got doing. They cooking. They in the kitchen cooking right now.
That's true. You never know.
Because you got teams, because I'm telling you, you got guys who, there's many guys from other teams that's trying to get into the league.
That's true.
And they trying to find a team.
And Stuttgart might be that team. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, the league from last year to this year could be
totally different.
Totally different because there's so many moves in the offseason, so many players from GFL who's like, oh, I'm not going to go there. That league may not work out. That may come up. So, you know, it's gonna be hard to tell. Just time will tell. Actually, we'll wait and we'll see.
Yeah, man. All right, man. So look, hey, it is what it is. Like I said before, make sure you like and subscribe. You can describe it if you want to, too. You know, I'm messing it up. But subscribe, share, comment, and let us know what you think. All right. Who's going to be the team for next year? Who's going to be the conference to look at? I know for sure that Central Conference is going to be very interesting. All right.
So, and to the people at the ELF, make the conferences mean something. If it's just a conference that don't mean anything, might as well not even have them, to be honest. Yeah. Like, we need to, you know, I don't know what the playoffs going to look like, but, you know, the top 2 teams out of each conference, you know, come out or something, you know, something like that. We got to figure it out.
All right, and before I go, this is, I just want to say, calling out to all the OGs. Hey, look, man, I'm looking to collab. You know, not even collab, work together. You know, this is a community. It's not just us. We're not the only OGs out here. There's been guys before us, and there's going to be guys after us, all right? So I just want to work with you all, and you know, and we have a platform, man. Let's go ahead and spread it out, because I know a lot of you guys got a lot of things that you want to get off your chest that you weren't able to before. And when you went home, you just said, forget it. All right, I don't even want to talk about it. But now it's that time, all right? I got time today. All right, so with that being said, man, holla at me. I'm balling, 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 I'm balling. I'ma go hard, I'ma go in, I'ma ball out.